another 2 to 3 minutes to make sure that a few of the other folks can join us here. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on our RespondEye webinar this afternoon.
Sure.
We will allow another 1 to 2 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. All right, so we're 2 o'clock here.
Sure.
We're just going to allow another minute here.
Nate gave us a thumbs up in the chat, so I think we're good to go with the recording. Nice. Thank you, Nate.
All right, so I think we can. How do you guys feel about getting started?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. And then some people will join us as we move on. As we move along through the webinar, we're going to have a few folks that are going to join us as well, and that's completely fine. But thank you so much, everyone, who's joined us. I want to first introduce myself. My name is Ari Candelier. I'm the Director of Support for ThirdEye Gen. I've been with the company a little over two years now. And I handle everything on the compliance side, the customer journey side, all the way to operations and team management at ThirdEye. Tim and Anthony, if you guys can please introduce yourselves.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Thank you for all being here today. My name is Tim McCary. I'm an AR marketing account executive for ThirdEye. I've been with the team for just going on 2.5 years, I believe, at this point. Again, thank you all for being here. We hope you enjoyed the presentation today, and I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving at the end of last week. And I'll hand the mic over to Anthony.
Yep. Thank you very much, Tim. Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony Russo. I'm one of the engineers here at ThirdEye Gen. I helped develop the X2 MR glasses that we'll be talking about today, as well as help design part of RespondEye as well. I also manage some of the larger deployments here at ThirdEye Gen. So hope everybody is having a good day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anthony. So as a few of the folks that are currently joining us here, again, thank you so much for joining the webinar for RespondEye. We're going to be doing we're going to be more consistent in providing webinars for our different suite of solutions at ThirdEye every month, at least once a month, and Tim will be in charge of that. So please stay tuned. One thing I want to mention is we're recording this presentation and we're making it available on our YouTube channel after this. It's currently being recorded, and then please feel free to ask any questions using the first icon on the lower left-hand side. It's going to be your chat icon. You could leave any questions there, and Tim will moderate those questions. We'll answer them for you right after, towards the end of the webinar. One last thing I want to mention, guys, is you can set your name using the 3 dots on the lower right-hand side of the conference. We're currently using our RespondEye flagship conference platform for ThirdEye in order to share with you this webinar. But feel free to use those 3 dots on your lower right-hand side. You're going to select the settings tab, then you're going to select your profile, and you're going to set your display name. You can also set your company email address or personal email address. So again, use that lower 3 dots, lower right-hand side 3 dots to set your display name if you weren't automatically set up when you joined. Let's move over here. So who is ThirdEye Gen? What is our company about? How do we get founded, etc.? ThirdEye Gen, we're a leader in AR, augmented reality, mixed reality hardware and software. We're an end-to-end solutions provider with over 20 years of mixed reality development, specifically for the DoD side, Department of Defense, also using a lot of our technology on the enterprise side now with the creation of RespondEye and some of our other solutions. We're passionate about empowering workforces. We're very happy with our jobs, our daily jobs. This is very exciting stuff, very new technology. And then we specialize in designing and manufacturing wearables. What does that mean? We have our X2 mixed reality headset that's available on the market now, but we have the ability to customize a headset for your specific organization, for your team's use case. So we have the ability and the talent on board to design a custom wearable device outside of our X2, if that is something that you're interested in. Another thing that we've seen with our solutions, again, instant improvements in organizational efficiency, being able to monitor for training purposes productivity within your team, and also the return on investment. We know that with the traveling restrictions and everything that's happening now, this has been an amazing solution, not only on the hardware but the solution side, to be able to communicate remotely thousands of miles away with a professional while wearing the X2, without needing to jump on a plane, which is very good in terms of eco, monitoring that carbon footprint within an organization. But I'll move on to the next slide here. Anthony, if you can take it away here and tell us a little bit more. You are part of the design lead for the X2 MR glasses project. If you can talk to us about the headset, please.
You're muted, Ant.
Apologize. Thank you very much, Ari. One of the many products here that we developed here at ThirdEye is the X2 MR glasses. So X2, as you can see it here on the slide, as well as Ari here on the screen as well, is a standalone wearable headset that enables paramedics to keep their hands free while working with the patient, as well as communicate with the doctor back in the emergency department through the use of RespondEye. I'm going to cover some of the other functionalities and key features of the X2 MR glasses as well. So we are Android based. So development of applications is a fairly simple process, utilizing the Android SDK to develop any number of different applications. We also have the ability to utilize the Android user interface. So what we find is a lot of people are very familiar with operating their phones, large icons, click on certain things to open certain apps and get tasks done. So that's one of our key advantages there. We keep the user interface very simple and very understandable for everyone to use. We're also a standalone wearable headset. So all the processing power, battery, displays, audio, video devices are contained within our headset. There is no additional pack or phone required to operate our device. One of the advantages there, of course, is if you have a wire running down your pack, that can snag or be uncomfortable. So we've taken all the hardware and put it into the visor, as Ari is wearing there. We also utilize a high-end Qualcomm processor. Particularly, we are using the XR1 processor, which was specifically built by Qualcomm for our application. We can draw 3D content and 2D content directly to displays and process as much data as a phone can. We also have a set of bright see-through displays. We have a 500 nit peak brightness screen. So there, that is one of the highest brightnesses that you'll find on an AR/MR headset. We also have an array of precise and accurate cameras and other sensors on the device. So particularly the one that paramedics use is our main RGB camera. It's a 13 megapixel camera, and it provides exceptional video quality to the doctor back in the emergency department, giving the doctor a first-person view from the paramedic. We also have a 9-dot volume. This is a way of measuring the motion of the headset, and then from there we're able to control the device using a system cursor hands-free. We also have a number of industrial standards. We are FCC certified and CE certified, so we can operate our device internationally as well into the US, and it is safe to use. We performed a 2-meter drop test on our device, so it can survive a 2-meter drop and function properly without breaking. There was actually a lot of work that went into designing the display system to ensure that the glass in our displays doesn't crack when dropped. And then finally, of course, we are the front visor on our device, the plastic visor that you're seeing with the reflective surface there. Yep. That is ANSI Z87 rated for blunt object impacts as well as sharp objects. So it will protect the user's eye in case of an object coming in contact with the front visor.
Thank you so much, Anthony. One question about connectivity. What is connectivity like on the X2 mixed reality headset?
Thank you, Ari. So we have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built into our device. So Wi-Fi enables us to connect to any kind of networking devices as needed. when let's say paramedics are on site, as well as any kind of additional accessories that you can connect to Bluetooth as well.
Understood. Thank you so much, Anthony, for that. And we'll move on here to the what are some of the challenges that we've seen with the partners that we're currently working with to develop the RespondEye platform. A huge thing that we saw from our side was the ability to provide a video and audio feed to the doctor. In many cases, a lot of the paramedics were either using a personal cell phone, or in many cases did not have some sort of a direct visual that they could provide to a doctor back at the ED. And we saw that as a challenge that we could address by creating RespondEye. With this platform that we've created and is currently in use in multiple states, allows the doctor to come to the field, be there with the paramedic while they're assessing the patient in real time, providing video and audio. The platform is a HIPAA compliant platform, so we made sure we had the compliance side in check before creating RespondEye. But to see what I see capabilities of the platform has been a huge win. And also we've seen, for example, one of the challenges was in setting up trauma teams when a patient is en route to the ED. We saw that maybe ETAs were more of approximations in terms of when that patient would arrive. And our RespondEye platform actually has a GPS component that we're going to talk about very soon that gives the doctor back in the emergency room department an accurate ETA of when that patient will arrive in real time while they're talking with the paramedic and assessing the patient. Some of the benefits, again, of the RespondEye platform, we provide routers and we package routers similar to this one here with the device, with the X2. We also want to emphasize the fact that RespondEye is a cross-functional platform. So in many cases, we've got a lot of teams that will deploy, let's say, 25 glasses and then add 5 tablets that we provide in-house, as well as cell phones that we have specifically tailored to first responders or paramedics on the field. We can provide a suite of different solutions that you can use the RespondEye platform on. Right now, a lot of the doctors have downloaded RespondEye onto their cell phones. So in many cases, or in this case, the paramedic will call the hospital that they're taking the patient to, and those phones with the downloaded RespondEye application will start to go off to let everybody know in the ED that there was a patient en route. Again, the HIPAA compliance side, we're working with a third party called the Guard out of the West Coast. They actually are the preferred provider for about 50%, a little over 50% of hospitals in the West Coast, and we've partnered with them due to their track record, and they do all of our auditing in terms of how PHI is being transferred, who has access to that information, and the security and privacy of that PHI data, which in this case is being managed by the end user, by the hospitals and the healthcare providers. A huge thing I want to mention also is RespondEye can either be run on a cloud base, so we could run it cloud, or we can go local. In some cases, some hospitals still have servers in-house for privacy and security reasons that we can run the RespondEye platform on. And then you have your live video streaming feature, which has been a godsend in the case that you can go back and access that video to see how the interaction played with the paramedic, the patient, or the interaction between the paramedic and the doctor. So you could use that live streaming data for training purposes, also in terms of liability compliance in the back end, and also to ultimately provide better patient outcomes. And that's why we're doing this. That's why we enjoy doing this. The telehealth component of RespondEye, again, you can provide updated real-time patient data. One other use case that we're currently looking at is a use case called, with one of our partners, a community paramedic, where that patient leaves the hospital, they've gone home, and now a nurse can go and visit that patient without them needing to come back to the hospital. So RespondEye can be used for this specific use case as well, in terms of providing telehealth services from a doctor to a nurse at a patient's home. That's a new use case that we've been looking at now. And again, the ability to communicate with doctors in nearby emergency departments to prepare rooms for heart attack assessments or surgeries. In the case of RespondEye, we've seen a huge benefit in pre-stroke or stroke assessment while the patient is in the vehicle with the paramedic. So the doctor can go ahead and do all the stroke assessments to see if some of the signs are on there while the patient is en route to the hospital. And we provide all sorts of metrics that can be used. We can also customize metrics for any hospital group as needed. And again, the biggest thing that I want to talk about again is the cross-device compatibility, phones, tablets, computers, our X2 mixed reality headset. You can run RespondEye on everything, okay? And we have all documentation that we can share on how to go about doing so. I'm going to pass it along to Anthony. If you can talk to us about the GPS component built into the headset and a little bit more about ETA and patient ETAs and how this came about, Anthony?
Yes, of course. So, as Ari hinted at earlier, a lot of times the hospitals rely on the paramedics' communication of an ETA based on gut feeling, for example. And we found that a lot of times they were either over or underestimating their arrival time. So this would create some turbulence in the emergency department, either having resources not available at that particular moment when the patient arrives, or having people waiting, standing around for the patient to come in. Particularly, what we offered is we came up with a software solution to gather the location information from people's cell phones, particularly the paramedic cell phones or the X2 glasses, and provide an accurate ETA as to when the ambulance is estimated to arrive. And we've seen significant improvement in ETA arrival times since we've implemented this system. Also, to speak to the X2 side of things, well, we are one of the few headset manufacturers that offers GPS within a smart glasses platform. So we have uh, a consumer GPS solution with a 4.9 meter accuracy, very similar to a cell phone. And then from there, we're able to gather then the location information and send it over to the RespondEye system.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Quick question for you. Can this be customized in terms of accuracy of GPS? Can this be customized for the end user?
Yes, of course. So we are always looking to improve the accuracy of our GPS ETA system. And we have the capabilities to adjust metrics as needed for your region or your particular situation there as well.
Thank you so much, Anthony. So we'll go back into what are some of the package solutions that we offer with the X2 mixed reality headset. Again, we're Android based, so very, very easy to develop on our headset. We also have a world-class customer journey support team that will assist you. And we'll talk more about the phase one deployment in the next slide, I believe. But we have the X2 mixed reality headsets. We also provide tablets and cell phones as part of a first responder package. And then we have the RespondEye platform. And again, you can connect the headset via Wi-Fi. So we've got both 4G and 5G hotspots or routers in terms of connecting that paramedic while they're out of the vehicle, while they're assessing the patient. Our headset also connects to any Viasat for any of our international clients, any Viasat remote location systems or ThirdEye satellite systems. We've tested our headset successfully, and we provide that connectivity is possible with the X2. We've partnered with FirstNet. Our headset is FirstNet AT&T ready. So you have the ability to get some bundle packages with AT&T. We've also partnered with other carriers with T-Mobile and Verizon in providing connectivity with the X2 headset while you're out on the field. And we have all sorts of documentation. We've had a lot of experience in terms of assessing different networks and how the headset would work within those networks. So we provide the consultation and the end-to-end solution to our clients in terms of how to get started. And we'll go right into the phase deployment. The phase deployments here. Our pilot program, we find out the POC, SOW for the pilot program. How do we get started? First talks and communication, point of contacts, and number of what hardware is needed to get started, whether it be our first phase deployment that we recommend, which is 25 headsets, and then packaging another 5 tablets or as needed with our phase one. And then we go into phase two, integrating RespondEye into a local medical command desk workstation within the ED, or it could be a desk with a head nurse that'll be communicating when those patients are being transported over and that paramedic is calling medical command, which will be recorded before the patient arrives, all the information, date of birth, et cetera, et cetera. But we go with the phase 2 integration process, whether it be web-based or on-site. And then we go into mass nationwide deployment. So some hospital networks can have anywhere from 4 hospitals within that county. Then you can have larger hospital networks with 22 up to 100 hospitals. Then we'll go through the phase 3. It's worked at this one location. We've had this success here. We're going to do a mass nationwide deployment in our phase 3 and reassess where we are and all the milestones that we've hit. And then we go into phase 4, which is your competitive advantage. How is the platform working for you? How are these metrics being assessed? Any new metrics that you want to see from your specific group that we can customize for you? But the competitive advantage piece on phase 4 will continue in order for us to assess how we're doing. Also, how you're enjoying the platform, how it's working for you, how it's benefiting your teams. Anthony, I'm going to hand this over to you, the RespondEye Roadmap. What does the roadmap look like for us, for ThirdEye, for RespondEye, for everybody who's a part of the ThirdEye family?
All right. Thanks again, Ari. Yep. So with RespondEye, we're always looking to add new functionalities, new features, and adjustments. So there are 3 main topics that I'd like to cover right now. The first one is that we've seen and heard feedback about Stryker's LifePak 15 heart monitor. Particularly, this is a device that captures heart health information of the patient while they're in the ambulance. The device itself actually has a Bluetooth receiver built into it, and we can tap into that with X2 or smartphone devices and transmit that data to the doctor back in the emergency department. What we've seen on some occasions and heard about as well is that sometimes a paramedic will see a certain erratic behavior in someone's heart, and by the time the patient has arrived to the hospital, it is cleared up and there's very little record of that. So this kind of information could be shared over RespondEye to the doctor in that manner. We also want to integrate with medical record systems such as Cerna and Epic systems. As already mentioned earlier, we record all the calls that occur across our platform, and we believe this is very valuable to have in a medical record system. As well as we want to be able to provide paramedics and the doctors at the time direct information from those systems within RespondEye. And then lastly, we want to integrate, we will be integrating, I should say, a 5G cellular chip into the next line of X series smart glasses. So it will have a device similar to X2 that will have a 5G modem directly built in without the need of any kind of extra hotspot or ambulance Wi-Fi network.
Thank you so much, Anthony. And again, on the roadmap side, a lot of exciting things outside of these things that Anthony just mentioned that we've been working on. Very exciting day in, day out. New technology, new requirements, new custom projects that we've been receiving. Every day is exciting, essentially, in terms of our jobs and what we do. So we've got roadmap items in check here. There's also a few other things in play, and so far, so good from our side. Now, I will hand this over to Tim. We want to hear from you guys. Tim?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Ari and Anthony, for a wonderful presentation, guys. I'm going to give everybody a second here to, if you do have any questions that you may have thought of during the presentation that you want to share with us, please feel free at the bottom left of your screen to open that chat bar, type in your question, and we can address it. And while we wait for a few of those to come through, Ari, I figured maybe we could run through just a few quick frequently asked questions from our RespondEye website that we tend to see from, we've seen from our past customers and partners, if that's good with you guys.
Sure. Yeah, let's make it happen.
Cool. So I think one of the most important things and one of the most frequent things we see is how's the response been from paramedics, when first being introduced to the smart glasses, first trying them on. Obviously, this is a very new technology that most people have had zero or little experience with thus far. So what's that response been like?
Sure. Thank you so much. And as you just mentioned there, Tim, it is new technology, and it's very exciting technology. So the response has been, we've walked into the teams and the supervisors and the folks that we've been training initially, with our phase 1 pilot going into phase 2. And it's been very exciting. It's been, can I throw on the headset? How do I navigate the device? What buttons do I need to press? One thing just to mention, you can navigate these devices, this device 4 ways. You can either attach a keypad to it, a Bluetooth keypad, voice, you could use hand gestures, and you can also navigate using the buttons that are here. So the first initial reaction is you want to put it on. And what we've done is we've mapped out the training and the support that we'll provide to teams from anywhere from 30 up to 200 paramedic or EMS teams or team members. And we've mapped out the training process in terms of who we're going to get to first. Are we going to identify the first technical folks that are then going to pass along and proceed with the training of the other paramedics? So first is putting that plan in place. And so far, so good. In many cases, we've also seen teams start with their tablets that they may have with RespondEye while they have the headset and then transition into the headset, being that wearables are a new market. But the efficiency, I would say the benefits of wearing the X2 headset and using it on a daily basis. We also have a protocol program that they were very excited about, that the paramedic can go back and use protocols while they're with the patient, where they no longer have to use a spiral notebook or a tablet or something. They can access those protocols right from the device. So there's many uses of the headset. It's been very exciting, and we have a few projects in play going into next year as well. Some new projects that are very exciting for January, and we look forward to bringing more folks on to share, our technology with.
That's great. Thank you very much. So it seems like it's been a pretty positive response so far. It's definitely exciting to add something new like RespondEye and X2s to some of these paramedics' repertoire of tools for the field, which is great. I figured, let's see if we have any questions here. Open up the chat bar. Everyone's. It looks like we did a pretty good job with this presentation. We haven't had too many questions come through yet. That's quite all right. If you guys do have to happen to think of any questions following the conclusion of the webinar, feel free to reach out to us at sales@thirdeyegen.com or support@thirdeyegen.com, and we'd be happy to answer all those questions, set up a follow-up demo or call with any of your other team members or yourself, which would be great. Ari, one other question I guess I'll ask you here that we've been discussing this week is, in regards to call connection rates, does our team have any current statistics or models that we're working with within the platform right now? Sure. Or is this something that might be another future roadmap item for the platform?
This is a great question, Tim, and it's a question that comes up. We have in our dashboard on the admin side that we can show you when demoing the platform. You have the ability to track calls that have been made, by which doctors those calls have been made, so number of calls. You also have the ability to track number of doctors that are online placing those calls. And right now you can also access the length of that call. So how long did that call successfully go for? When that call was answered, we have those metrics in place now. In terms of dropped calls, we have the ability to modify metrics for the use case of the end user of the healthcare organization. So that is a metric that we can gladly add onto the dashboard. But as of now, we have a good amount of metrics that are on there. And again, they can be customizable if needed for the healthcare organization.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I believe we still have Anthony here with us. I just wanted to ask, one final question, I guess, before wrapping up here right at the half-hour mark is, do you have any metrics on the standard call quality from the perspective of the glasses, the display of the glasses, the cameras themselves? Obviously, quality audibly is very important, but just as equal, or if not more important, is the visual aspect of the platform and the RespondEye calls.
Yes, of course, Tim. Yep. Thank you. So of course, video audio conferencing is a very much real time thing. We need that information right away as soon as we can get it across RespondEye. So particularly one of the tricky things that every video conferencing application has to struggle with is the internet. The internet is not a real-time system. Data takes its time, it gets lost, and things like that, of course, across the system. So we do have a standard level of 720p HD video quality across the call, as well as we have the ability to adjust the compression on the video audio so that we maintain the resolution, but then maintain the connection as reliably as we can based on our needs at that given moment. So we can all collect all this information and then provide that to the enterprise admins as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much, Ann. I appreciate that. Ari, we're just about at 2:30 here. I think we could probably let some of these folks get back to the latter half of their day, and
Sure.
I'll let you close us out. All right.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who's joined us. Again, we're going to have several webinars month to month that Tim will be in charge of, and we're very excited for the traction that we've had so far. And we're working on multiple projects. We're advancing RespondEye in many ways. There'll be additional updates over the air that a lot of our partners will be receiving. So a lot of exciting things, again, with roadmap items that Anthony mentioned, with new devices. We have new things in play going into next year as well, but we look forward to teaming up with new healthcare organizations, with hospitals, medical groups, in order to share more of our technology. So thank you so much for everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on this webinar today.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ari. Thank you as well on behalf of our entire ThirdEye team and myself, Anthony, and Ari. We hope you guys all enjoyed the webinar. This will be posted on our YouTube channel later this week at our earliest convenience. And again, thank you all. So have a good rest of your days. All right, everybody.
Thank you so much, guys. Happy holidays, everybody. Bye.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.